Today's iPhone 16 only experienced a minor drop. The most serious damage is just a small chip on the screen and some small scratches on the midframe. Other than that, it's in decent condition. But this drop also caused Face ID to stop working. That's also why Face ID is the easiest to damage in a fall. Let's power on and test first. Although the screen has a small chip, touch and display are still working fine. However, features sharing the same cable like compass, level, and raise to wake are malfunctioning. Even the camera is delayed in opening. Could the camera have been damaged too? After restarting, there's also display distortion. This is because the front camera is integrated into one module, so it's affected as well, but the rear camera seems undamaged, though it shows as unavailable. Function tests only point out where the issue is. As for how to fix it, or if it's fixable, we can only find out by taking it apart. It depends whether the dot projector or infrared module is broken. Secure the phone, use alcohol and tools to remove the back glass. Some people quietly watch the video but secretly like, comment, share, repost, and follow. Those people are so adorable. Before working, add dust protection to the camera, unscrew the motherboard screws, remove the back glass. Disconnect the Face ID flex cables, disconnect the Face ID parts, front cam, infrared, dot projector. iPhone 16's Face ID now integrates the front camera, unlike iPhone 15. It also includes proximity sensor and compass. That's why related features were faulty during testing. Let's try to repair it. Use a rotary tool to open the metal shield. Disassemble the dot projector. Some people quietly watch the video but secretly like, comment, share, repost, and follow. Those people are so adorable. Cracks are already clearly visible from the side. Not looking good. Separate the flex cables. As expected, it's over. We see a crack running through the core chip of the dot projector. Even the circuit paths and power resistors are split in half. Even though it's broken in half, there's still hope for repair. But the scariest part is if the infrared unit on the right is damaged. Judging by the damage, it looks serious. Let's measure the infrared unit. No data detected, which means the infrared chip is broken. Based on past Face ID repair experience, this part is an encrypted camera module, can't be decrypted if the infrared is broken. Face ID is completely dead. You'll need to replace the expensive Apple Face ID module. The cost is outrageously high. But ever since Apple updated to iOS 18, they gradually opened up self-diagnostics for parts, batteries, screens, and back glass can now pass diagnostics. Previously, Face ID wasn't supported, but in a recent update, Apple quietly enabled diagnostics for iPhone 16's Face ID. That gives this phone hope. So what's the deal? Let's keep watching. The concept is simple. Apple directly enabled Face ID diagnostics for iPhone 16. All we need is a used Face ID module to install. Make sure it has no linked Apple ID. The replacement must be a full Face ID unit, including front camera, sensors, and lens. Install iOS first, then the system will match with the new Face ID. After installation, the front camera now works. Diagnostics also detect the new circular sensor. Follow the steps to reboot. Connect to the internet. Apple logo lights up again. Enter self-diagnostics mode. After diagnostics, genuine parts are detected. Diagnostics are simple. Ensure the parts weren't tied to an Apple ID before. If tied to an Apple ID, diagnostics will fail. After another reboot, test again. Face ID is fully restored. You saw that right? Face ID on iPhone 16 is now reparable. Ever since Apple opened self-diagnostics, repairs are much easier, and now they are 100% fixable, but only for iPhone 16. Older models still can't diagnose Face ID or infrared damage. Just another one of Apple's sneaky tricks. What do you think? With Face ID fixed, the screen is still chipped. Luckily, it's only a chip. Touch and display work fine. Doesn't affect regular use. Screen damage is relatively easy to fix. Normally, we suggest just replacing the glass cover. That only costs a few hundred yuan. Compared to Apple's 2,698 yen official screen, it's a great deal. iPhone 16 uses iPhone 15 screen chassis. The frame and LCD are one plastic piece, and the 16th bezel is the thinnest of all models. That makes gluing tricky. After replacement, might have slight black edges. Usable, but not perfect. We must tell the customer up front. After all, it's still cheaper than the official screen. Of course, the rich can choose otherwise. After discussing, the wealthy client chose perfection. He spared no expense and bought an official screen. Final solution. We recycled the old screen for over 1,000 yen. Our official screen price is 2,050 yen. Buying and selling offset each other's final cost isn't much higher than a glass swap. If you also want perfection, come to me. This kind of customer clearly has money, spent little but still got that elite feel. Now it's time for final cleaning. Since iOS 18 update allowed genuine part diagnostics, third-party batteries, screens, and back glass are everywhere. Now even Face ID diagnostics are open. Will Face ID and camera techs be jobless next? Won't this affect Apple's profit? I think we're still underestimating Apple. Reassembled and re-entered the system. If you like this video, send me a gift in the comments. Thanks. You can see the difference in diagnostics. Official parts show genuine. Used Face ID modules show as used. iOS 18.5 update now marks these as second-hand. That's kinda wild. Whether you buy new or used, once repaired, your phone becomes used. What's Apple up to? Share your thoughts in the comments.